everybody. This will be my breakdown of the Batman trailer. So let's get into it. This is the Riddler played by Paul Dano, and looks like he's in a coffee shop and he gets caught. Now, I found this very interesting because this could be early in the movie, maybe early in the first 30 minutes of the movie, or in the half of the movie. But you can see clearly that he was caught intentionally. He wanted to be caught. So that, that's fascinating. Especially the best villains are the one who intentionally get caught and they're still doing things behind bars. Great example of that is Hannibal Lecter, and of course, Heath Ledger, Lord Joker in The Dark Knight. So I'm curious to see how. Now I like the style of this back scene. It looks very gritty and it fits exactly with the rest of the city of Gotham City and the tone they are going in this specific movie. And I just love G. Gordon, Jeffrey Wright, perfect casting.
When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call.
Now I'm very curious to see who these people are. I know they're most likely thugs and criminals, but if they are working with someone specific, especially with the paint face and all that, maybe I'm not sure they are working with the Riddler, but maybe with someone now, or maybe they have their own gang.
It's a warning.
It looks so good. Now I like this because it, it seems that every person he's fighting is very personal to him, and the fighting style it looks very brutal and also intense, and like he really likes the pain. He really likes to go out there and punch criminals and fight them. And you can see that like with this shot here, the expression of his face is just very angry. I like that. Now this shot is very interesting. Now I believe this is the Riddler because of the early scene that we see him get caught. But this could be another totally character. But it just makes sense that this person right here is the Riddler. And I believe Batman in this scene he said like what do you do or something like that. And before that this character said to him, I have been trying to reach you. And I believe that if this is the Riddler, maybe he's behind bars, but uh, the the riddles and the traps and everything is still happening in Gotham City, and Batman has to figure that out and trying to solve the riddle. And That is because I seen so many behind the scenes where they were filming this movie, and there were a lot of people with jackets, and they have the Riddler sign, and that's that is why this movie could be using the mask, Riddler, inspired by the Zodiac Killer, because if 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 they have masks, you don't know who they are, and they basically could be anyone.
Trying to reach you.
Also, it could be another character, Calendar Man, because this movie takes inspiration of a lot of comic books, but especially the Batman The Long Halloween and Calendar Man. He was an important character in the plot story of the graphic novel.
This is
There is
Powder
another
King.
explosion.
Riddler's to Matt.
This is Bruce Wayne. There's Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle.
I can take it.
I mean, she looks so good. And clearly, this is an homage to the Batman, Batman year one of the comics. The she looks exactly like that, and she has like that short hair and everything. I mean, it's perfect. And just from this trailer alone, I can see the chemistry between Catwoman and Batman, and that's fascinating because the that's because of the performance of Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson. They just look so great.
Care of myself.
And look at this shot here. This is look so beautiful, so gorgeous. I mean, just perfect. We have her. I believe she looks like she has a lot of wigs in this movie because we see him with the short hair, but she has longer hair here, and in another scene she has another short hair, a red one, I believe so. That would be.
If this continues,
And here's a look at Colin Farrell as the Penguin. He's just the makeup and everything. I love it. And Colin Farrell, such an underrated actor, and he he does a good job. I think I think he's going to be excellent in this role. And just for seeing him in the trailer, make me want to see the Penguin series that is early in development.
it won't be long before you've nothing left.
So this is our first look at Andy Serkis as Alfred, and I mean, I love it because this Alfred looks like he's seen a lot of action, and it looks like the author from, I believe, the comic book Batman One. He's not like an old author. He has a military past. He worked, I believe, in MI6 and and all that, and that's why he he have the experience to help birds, including in his training to become Batman, and he really helps him a lot in that comic book because in the early days of Bruce Wayne being Batman, so he got a lot of injuries. So I just love this. Now, this look, I mean, it's not for me. It's not bad, but also, I'm doesn't. I don't really like love it, but I understand because Robert Pattinson said that this Bruce Wayne, this Batman is still figuring out his persona of Bruce Wayne. So he, that's basically we're going to see in this movie. It's not going to be the definitive version of Bruce Wayne. He's still figuring out how to be act as Bruce Wayne, and and to people that know him, they so can never suspect of him of being like the Batman, of someone who dresses up as a bat. Now this is fascinating. This is obviously Bruce Wayne is doing detective work here. Now Matt Reeves, the director of this movie, says that they're going to focus a lot in the detective side of Batman, and I'm just loving to see that because we have seen a little bit of that in previous Batman movies. But I think this is going to be a main focus throughout this movie. And look at here, we see no more lies right over there, and that's clearly reference to the mayor who is the person who was killed uh, in the early of the first trailer of this movie. Then he has the face tape out and reading no more lies, and uh, down it says Coulson. Now Coulson is the DA in this movie, and what I know about that character is going to be like a conflicted one. Maybe he's not. He's walking the line of being a good DA and a bad DA, and that's the character played by Peter Skarsgård. So we have that and the sins of my father. Now that clearly is that he's looking for something that maybe his father did and he didn't know. So that's interesting. We have Savage here. Now Savage, I believe, is the commissioner because Jeffrey Wright, Jane Gordon, is in the commissioner in this movie. He's more, he's a lieutenant. And the other thing is we knew what is alive. I'm still figuring that out, but it could be this whole thing is connected somehow. And the other one is Mitchell. Now Mitchell is the mayor, the one who is killed in early in the first trailer, the one who has the face tap and says no more lies. And wow, and what do they have in common here? Well, Ghost and Savage and Mitchell, they are most likely in politics and basically the important figure in this city because Coulson is a DA, Savage is the commissioner, and Mitchell is the mayor. So very political here, and looks like maybe the Riddler find out that they're not good people. I don't believe the Riddler he is going to be just a straight up bad guy. I believe he's doing all this because of something in his past or something, some connection to this. And I would be not surprised if Ghost Savage and Mitchell, all three of them are corrupted.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Also, the back here in this, that's just like the makeup, the the look here. He looks so great. Now over here, I believe this Bruce Wayne Batcave will be like an abandoned Wayne subway station. So he's going to be connected to the city throughout the subway tunnels. So I believe one of the tunnels go go up there we in this road that we see here.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
And here he look I just like the lighting effect and everything in this scene. And he's very brutal in the fighting. And looks like he's in maybe Penguin's nightclub because Penguin's also he very famous has a nightclub. And see, we see him here. This is Batman and take it easy. It's just like I love the line the penguin said to him like he see him obviously fighting everyone and like hey take it easy sweetheart. It's just and the delivery of Colin Farrell just so great, so great.
Easy, sweetheart.
Now I'm curious to see where this is. Maybe in the nightclub. Can't really tell for sure. This is clearly the red lighting shots. I like that they are using a lot of the red in this movie and the marketing and the trailer and all that. It just fits perfect with Batman.
They say
And this is
ancient.
Catwoman. I love her her black leather look. It just looks so awesome. And look at her. She this is her with another wig.
Maybe we're not
Look at this job. It's so beautiful. So captivating to see.
different. Who are you?
Look at her nails. They look very dangerous. That it could really hurt you a lot. And she looks very similar to what was the creator of that comic book? I believe it was Cook. Darwin Cook. This version of Selena Kyle come close to his version.
Are you under there?
And maybe this is a trap because we seen a person right there, maybe attacking the Batman from behind, something like that, and we see her Catwoman, Selena Kyle, jump over there. And just loving the black leather look. And look at this. Wow, so beautiful. This reminds me of Batman Arkham. It's just a gorgeous shot. Look at that. Now, I love this because it looks so cinematic. Now, this is you have to have a great hallway scene, and this is just because I believe we saw something. It's not exactly the same. I believe it was the Dark Knight Rises in Christopher Nolan. The guy stopped shooting, but Batman is using like a flashlight, and it goes up and up. And every time the guy stops shooting, uh, Batman comes closer to him. But this that one was more like a strategy. This one, he's just walking to these people. They are shooting him in the chest basically, and she's like, "I'm Batman, and I like the pain." So that is not going to end well for these two people right here. They're just very cinematic. I like that he's like struggling with the guy here.
I'm vengeance.
Look at the Batmobile. No, the Batmobile. It looks awesome because it just feels like it, this Batman is going to make all of his toys and gadgets with his hands, including the suit and the Batmobile, and it looks like that. Maybe he will that this was a simple car. Well, not simple, but a car in Wayne Manor, and then he must have some significance to him, maybe to his family or something, and he turns the car into the Batmobile. Now that would be fascinating to see. I'm not sure if they're going to do that. Is that is the case here? But it just it looks so raw, and we and seeing him so angry driving here is just and this is the first Bond movie, and of course we maybe by the end of the movie or for the sequel we're going to get an upgrade for this car or maybe a totally new Bond movie. But it's just it makes sense because he's in this movie he's going to be in year two as Batman. So he's still learning some things and making things work. So it just fits so perfectly with the story they are going for in this movie. And look at this. So, I love this. Now, I believe you know that in the I believe this is Gotham PD rooftop because in the first trailer we see him the police was uh, battling with Batman and one of the scenes Jim Gordon pushes him to the wall, and another one he's escaping to the rooftop and the police are chasing him. I believe this is a continuation of those scenes because the police are chasing him right behind. And maybe this, I believe, maybe the Riddler can help him in some way, but maybe the game of the Riddler is that in order to help Batman in his game is that he free him. So maybe Batman of is run out of patience and he has to solve this, and the only things eh, to do is to release to break out the Riddler from Gotham PD, and that's why suddenly the police are chasing him. And look at that, he goes down there so fast. Now this, I believe, this is the cathedral. This is the funeral of the mayor in this movie, and we're going to see another scene of this sequence, I believe. And this is the one that I believe that uh, I the, a car comes in, and he has the DA cousin with a bomb, and says that he has a letter to the Batman. And in the trailer we see him go off, so most likely Batman could not couldn't save him. And looks like he's having a rough night.
Black.
No, this is, I believe this is maybe the the reason that the Riddler is doing this is to show the people of Gotham how corrupted the politicians, the city are, and presenting his goal to make people understand. And maybe he's not like a clearly cut villain. It's just this character looks so. I can't wait to see Paul Dano's performance. Now looks like Batman he's going very hard on this guy right over here. And this looks like Selena Kyle is maybe like he has this scary look, maybe of what Batman is doing. Maybe he's going too far, or maybe he just was struggling to fight this person. Batman came here to help her at, in time. So I'm very interested to see the context of this whole scene. Now, this is, I believe, this is clearly a scene from the cathedral. It looks like because of the background and the people in it, and maybe this is right after Gosen arrives there with a message to the Batman, or maybe after he goes off.
Dead.
Look at that. That's from the comics. Having all those cars, and he's in year two, so he's going to get a lot of more of them.
Over.
I'm curious to see who this person is. Maybe it's the Riddler here. I can see very clearly that, but it could be another villain also. Look at that. Now, this just intrigues me a lot because maybe he's like an underground something. I believe that is water. But if you see that, those clearly are people, but they like follow them. So I believe where this is taking place, and why of these people are following him. And we have another car of the Riddler here. There's another car of the Riddler. Okay, look at that. Right over there. This is the funeral of the mayor. I believe the DA cousin was inside the 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 car, and then he came out with a message to the Batman, and he has a bomb strapped to him, and looks like he goes off. Now maybe this is Batman gets unconscious because of the explosion, and then the Gotham PD find him and arrest him and bring him to the station, and they believe that maybe he did it or something. And there was rumor that Batman is going to have another suit in this movie, so maybe this is the scene where his suit is broken and he's going to need another suit. So I grab a shot. She's killing it in this trailer. We have another shot here of Alfred. Now I like this. I love Colin Farrell's performance. He he clearly thinks that he got the Batman. But
I got you!
watch out. And look at that. You can see clearly the Batman's cape going to on the back with the wind and everything. No, I love this shot, especially with the upside angle, clearly like a bat. Love that. And I love look at how the cape looks and everything. And he's taking his time. Look at that. I love the logo. It looks very raw, very gritty. It's just, it's perfect. It's perfect. Only in theaters, March 4, 2022. I believe that's the same month of Doctor Strange, but I believe Doctor Strange comes out 2 or 3 weeks later. But I think this movie looks so good, and I'm sure it's going to have a lot of repeat viewings. So I think it could take Doctor Strange. It has like 2 or 3 weeks, and people are going to watch a lot. I hope it just deliver of being a good movie. Is all I say. So that's my breakdown for the Batman trailer. And let me know in the comments below what do you think of this trailer. I think this is like a perfect trailer for Batman. It's just it has the David Fincher vibe, but Matt Reeves making his own, and the visuals, the cinematography, eh, everything. It just looks very cinematic, and also it looks like a Batman straight out of the comic book page. So I love this trailer. It's just so perfect. I'm just excited to see this movie. And if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribe to the channel. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.